Hi everybody, it's time for the October forecast. So the deck that I'm using this time is Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose Oracle cards. So I don't know if you're familiar with Sonia Choquette's work. I had the pleasure of meeting her quite a few years ago in Ontario, so I have a lot of her decks and her books. This is what I call a kick-ass deck because it's just really straightforward, no holds barred. In fact, I want to share. Normally, I just tell you what I'm picking up from the cards, but I want to share what she wrote about the first card. It's just so right on the money, and I just think it's worth really paying attention to. So, of the three cards I pulled, the first one is Keep Your Commitments. So, I'm going to read this and see for how many of you it's resonating. Are you making promises that you aren't keeping? Are you falling short in your commitments to others or taking more from people or situations than you're giving? Do you feel that the rules of life don't apply to you or that you're special and deserve more than others? If so, brace yourself because your behavior is about to catch up with you. Your ego is distorting your view and leading you away from your soul's commitment to grow. Your higher self, ever lovingly present, is about to help you make a course correction, so buckle up. That's actually what it says here. Your soul's purpose right now is to grow in integrity. Aw, thank you, Gloria. You're so sweet. In integrity and, sorry, just trying to read what I've got here. Wearing my computer glasses. I should have my other ones on. And humility in the face of the divine. You can no longer ignore or deny your spiritual responsibilities or pretend that you're the exception to the rules of the game of life. Above all, be fair in your dealings with others. Your soul's lesson, rein in your ego and return to your spirit. All upsetting shocks presently unfolding are direct repercussions of your overtly self-indulgent or negative behavior patterns over a long period of time. Now, when you think about that, the fact that we're going through this pandemic is directly as a result of global climate change. So all the ways we've indulged, all the ways we've taken what we wanted from the planet, thinking there would be no repercussions, now we know absolutely when we see extreme climate events, we see pandemics, these are the repercussions. We're reaping what we've sown. These disruptions aren't meant to punish you, but rather to shake you free from your delusions and help you reconnect to your higher self. You can minimize your agitation by admitting your errors quickly, especially in your failure to keep promises and fulfill your obligations. Stop making excuses. Simply put, it's time to straighten up and fly right. So you can see what I mean by a kick-ass deck. She just holds nothing back. Sonia is very direct. In fact, if you've ever had the pleasure of doing a workshop with her, she's just so straightforward that, oh, thanks, Gloria. She says, I love what you just read. She's so straightforward that you're never left wondering where she's coming from, what she's thinking. She just tells it like it is. So when I think about that card in relation to all of us, I think we can all relate. This is a universal wake-up call for all of us. What are you doing with your spiritual life? We can look on what we're experiencing as a punishment, or we can look on it as a call to action. It's time for us to get serious about whatever we have not been paying attention to in our lives. So it might be stuff to do with the pandemic and looking at where maybe, let's face it, we all get frustrated. Oh, I have to wear a mask again. Oh, I have to do this. I have to do that. And it's easy for us to get kind of petulant because we've never gone through wars. We've never gone through major deprivation. We haven't had to pull a whole community together for a cause. So this is new for a lot of us. We don't have the muscle for it. We're learning that. So this card is basically saying everything that's happened is our karma. It's what we as mankind, humankind, have been creating ever since industrialization began. We've been part and parcel of creating the world we're living in now. So we can get upset about it, or we can go, okay, how is this my wake-up call? What is this telling me that I need to do? How do I need to take care of my commitments? And if you want to look at it in maybe a more morose way, I suppose, is this wake-up call we're getting on the planet tells us none of us knows how long we have. If you do get COVID and if it takes you down, what did you want to do with your life that you kept putting off for someday? Do it now. Live your life now. None of us knows how long we have. Whether you have 30 years on the planet, 10, 5, or, you got one more year to go. You don't know, so stop living your life like you've got forever to live it. Do the things now. Thank you, Christian. He says you look great. I appreciate that. So when you look at what life is throwing at you right now, what have you been putting under the rug? I've mentioned this book before, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a great little book. And one of the things it says in the book is do the one thing. So a lot of times when we're looking at accomplishing our goals, we get overwhelmed. Oh my God, how am I ever going to get there? Don't worry about the 10 or the 100 things that are required to get you there. Do the one thing. Do the first thing you can do. Even if it's just researching what you need to know to take the first step. Do it. Get going with your life. This is a time of spiritual awakening. Right now, I'm in the process of getting ready to launch a course that's called Soul Decision Leadership, all about stepping into your leadership, whether that's personally in your life, whether it's professionally. It's moving through all the old limiting beliefs of fear and anger, self-denigration, and moving on to the life you're meant to have based on going back to your original consciousness before we all got conditioned to say, I can't be that, I can't do that, this isn't possible. As soon as you say something's not possible, that becomes your truth. So think about any commitments you sort of kind of made but didn't follow through on. Because one of the other things that happens when you don't follow through on commitments, it eats away at you. It actually robs you of energy to take on something new in the present or take to the next level something you already started because you're not doing that thing. So you feel guilt, say maybe even shame, because maybe you let somebody down. Maybe you said you were going to do this thing and you never did get around to it. Don't have regrets. Do it now. Are you worried you might fail? So what? If you never try, you never know. And all failure is part of the learning process. If something doesn't work, you go, what didn't work? What do I need to tweak to try again? Take this in a new direction, or maybe a new direction altogether, because maybe this thing, there's just no energy for it. But you don't know that till you get going with what it is you need to do. So that's our spiritual wake-up call, is to get over ourselves, get over our ego, and start keeping our commitments, whatever they might be. And when we start to feel sorry for ourselves, hey, have your little pity party, take an hour or two to do that, and then go, okay, now what do I need to get on top of? What do I need to do? I always say, rather than push down those feelings, let them up. Let that part of you up that wants to complain, wants to go, this sucks, I don't want to do this. Allow the feeling, even, set your watch and go, okay, you got it, 2 hours, an hour, half an hour, whatever feels right for you. Feel all the feels. And then go, okay, now that we've acknowledged those feelings, what are we going to do? And sometimes when we're really daunted, when it's just like, oh God, I just don't even know how I'm going to start. Even if the action you take feels mechanical because the emotions aren't there, the energy isn't there, just do it to get it done. And then on the other side of it, feel that out. So how did that feel? Did I get a sense of accomplishment? Do I now want to do more because I got going? Or is there really no energy for that? Is it something that I need to shift out of? Don't keep a commitment that you made 10 years ago if you're no longer the person you were 10 years ago. Re-examine it, see if it's changed, see if it's no longer valid. But look at what you said you'd do that's in your heart, that you really wanted to do. What's happening with that? When do you nurture that? When do you take that step? When do you go out on a limb? Because life is not about arriving as safely as possible to your grave, folks. It's about really living your life. So what is it you always wanted to try? What did you say you were going to do when you were that kid, when you were that teenager, when you were that 20-something, you had that sense that someday you would do something magical. We all have that when we're young. And then, we get sidetracked. So come back to that. What's magical inside of you that wants to come out and serve the world? So that's just all from the first card that I pulled. Okay. So now the second card is the retreat card. So I'll show you what that one looks like. So just for those of you who just got on here, I'm using Sonia Choquette's Soul Purpose deck. So I love it because it's very kick-ass. And just because I like her writing, I'm sharing what she wrote as well as what I'm getting from it. With this, she says, are you feeling world weary and psychically fatigued? I'm going to read that again. Are you feeling world weary and psychically fatigued? Hands up anybody who's not having bouts of that. No matter how long you rest night after night, are you still completely worn out? In what part of your life do you repeatedly say, I'm so tired of this, and mean it? This psychic exhaustion is the direct result of overtaxing your body and brain and not connecting enough with your higher self as you struggle against the world of drama. Your soul's purpose right now is to step away from the dissonant drain of the unconscious world and retreat into silence and meditation in order to stay connected with your higher self. Your soul's lesson: combat your ego's desire to seduce you away from quietly linking to your divinity. Instead, try to keep you entrenched in the muck. Detach yourself from the psychic pollution of the world and quietly retreat with your spirit. Ask yourself how much time you're willing to invest in this and pay keen attention to your response. It reveals the degree to which you're committed to heal. The more quiet time you spend, the more energy you'll regain. Now, that being said, I do want to offer a little tidbit for those of you that are struggling to get good sleep at night. There is a magnesium supplement called Calm. It comes in powder form, CALM, not .com, Calm. And you put it in hot water, careful because it makes a little volcano, so just add a little bit of water at a time. But the hot water activates the ingredients. Drink that right before bed. It gives your body its much needed magnesium, and it helps you sleep like a charm. Because as some of you know, people would say to me, do you suffer from insomnia? And I'd say, no, I excel at it. Well, I don't have insomnia anymore. And given that we are going through all these changes, self-care is really important. I've joined Gina Livy's program. It's a weight loss program, but it's really about self-care. It's drinking the water, taking the right foods, taking the supplements that shore us up. So I'm feeling better than I have, pretty well in my whole life. So if any of you are curious about that, it's Gina Livy, GinaLivy. And she does these 3-month sessions. Program starts up again in January. And tomorrow is the first day to register. She sells out. And it's like 75 plus tax for 3 months. She does everything on Facebook. She's amazing. So just throwing that out there to you, self-care. And that's what retreat is about, taking quiet time, sitting with yourself. I don't mean quiet time where you're watching the boob tube. Quiet time where you're just sitting and you're allowing yourself to have your feelings. You're acknowledging them. You have compassion for yourself. You do everything it takes to feel good. So this last year and a half, oh, that's awesome, Gloria. She's going to go get some calm. And she said it's at Nature's Fair. Yes, it is. Great place to get it. And they have different flavors. So taking this time, this wake-up call that's saying, get in touch with your spiritual life. There's no better time to do it than when things feel disastrous. Everybody loves their spiritual life when everything's going good. And then when it goes bad, well, why did you forsake me, God? Right? That's kind of the attitude. Instead of, no, that's when the spiritual work really kicks in. When the external world is in disarray, you need to find the calm within. There's a saying, let what goes go, let what comes come, observe what remains. What is always there no matter what is going on in your external reality? What is always there? That calm within. It's always there. You may not always know it's there. You may not be tuning in on it. It is always there. It is waiting for you to find it. So take the time to meditate. And meditation doesn't mean trying to bliss it out. Like damn it, okay, I'm going to have an epiphany now. No. Breathe into your body and feel what you feel, right? Whatever emotions come up, notice where you physically feel them in your body and breathe into that area. Really tune in. Learn to be comfortable with all of your feelings without going, oh, whoa, I don't want to feel that. There's information there. The more you're willing to experience all of your feelings, the more in touch you are, not only with your feelings, but with your intuition. You know, one of the tools I often give my clients is learn to train your intuition by, it's a simple exercise. You got a decision to make. You ask yourself, how does it feel when I contemplate that? Or you might make it a sentence. I would love to help Sally with her garage sale. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You know, if you say, I'd love to help Sally with her garage sale, if you're telling yourself a lie, you're going to feel it in your body. You're going to feel tense, heavy, anxious, angry, tired. If you're telling yourself a truth, you're going to feel open. You're going to feel centered. By the way, if you feel elated, like, oh, I would love to help Sally because that makes me such a good friend, that's not centered either. That's you trying to like yourself for doing something. So if you're elated, if you're feeling dread, anger, frustration, those are signals that you're not supposed to do that thing. Either not do it or not now. Okay? If you are feeling like, yeah, this feels right, just this centered feeling, okay, then you know to go for it. I'll give you an example. Before COVID started, that January, I got invited to have a table at a trade show. Something I've done many times before. I set up a table, I do readings, meet new clients, and meet a lot of my friends who go to these on a regular basis. It's a lot of fun. So that January, I get an email inviting me to this new trade show in Vernon. I'm thinking, yeah, it sounds cool. But I check in. Is it my path to be there? Right? That's how I put it. Not, would it be a good idea? Is it my path? I want to be in the right place at the right time. There's a universal plan. I want to tune into that plan. And I got the message, no. And I'm like, okay, I trust my intuition. And a lot of times intuition gives you information on a need-to-know basis. It may not tell you why it's a yes or a no. It's up to you to learn to trust it. For some reason, the people running this event really wanted me there. They sent me over the next couple of months 4 more invitations to be at this event. Every time I checked in case something had shifted, every time I got told, nope, not your path. And that March, COVID hit. The event was in May. And for me, the realization was, had I decided to go ahead and do it, now I would have had to contact the organizers, get my table feedback. It just would have been extra work I didn't need. So by listening to myself, I didn't register an event that was going to have to be canceled anyway, but I couldn't have known back in January what was going to happen in March. I don't try to tune in on the future because the future has many probabilities. I just ask that universal knowing energy, what is it my path to do? I don't need to know all the workings. I just need to know where am I supposed to be and when. And every one of us can do this. So I put that out to you. So when it comes to retreat, look at where are you just distracting yourself? And I'm not saying don't watch the occasional TV show and relax. But where are you distracting yourself when there's a niggling sense within you that there's a need to sit and go within? In fact, when we have external chaos, that's a sign that we're not looking at internal chaos. So the universe has to put it out here so we'll see it. So when you're willing to go within, you don't need your chaos externalized. And then when you do get external chaos, you're more centered about how you look at this. Like for me, I just go, get a vaccine, put on a mask, go about my day. Right? It's just business as usual with a few amendments. I don't freak out about it because I'd rather put my energy into working with my clients, seeing my friends, enjoying my life, and not fighting against what is, right? That's a lot of energy we waste, fighting against what is. People talk about freedom. True freedom is when you can feel all your feelings and not run away from them. When you're no longer running away from yourself, that's freedom. When you can just be present with what's going on around you and say, what's that bringing up for me that, yay, I now get to work on, instead of trying to control the external world so you don't have to look at your stuff. Do you feel the difference of that? That's significant, right? The world is always going to throw stuff at us. And we can't control the world. And we can't get off the merry-go-round, right? We chose to be here in human form at this time to learn the things we're here to learn. We chose to be here for these experiences. Once you accept that, then you can stop going, why me? And you can say, what is this trying to teach me? Why did I sign on here? What is it I'm here to learn that I wanted to be here on this planet at this time, having these experiences, right? Different way of looking at it. Okay. And the last card, quietly serve. Okay. And again, normally I don't read from the books, but I love the way Sonia Choquette words things, so I'm going to share that with you. Are you feeling bored, restless, and tired of the same old, same old? Are you bogged down with so many daily duties that you see no way to attend to your spiritual interests? Know that you're undergoing a time of intense personal transformation, no kidding, when your ego is being confronted by your higher self and the divine to grow into wisdom. Your soul's purpose right now is to refine your instincts and temper, I love this, your immature and self-centered tendencies in search of a more graceful expression of self. Ooh, I like the way she put that. I want to read that sentence again. Your soul's purpose right now is to refine your instincts and temper your immature and self-centered tendencies in search of a more graceful expression of self. I mean, is there any sentence that could better encapsulate what we're having to do now to ensure that we take care of the people around us? We leave space in the hospitals for people who require other kinds of care. I just love that. We've become a very myopic society. We're in front of our computers. We're in front of our phones. Sometimes we don't see beyond our own noses. And this is that real wake-up call. No, you're a community. You know, you're one energy interacting in myriad forms, but you're meant to get more deeply connected and interact together. If we had less division in the world, we'd have fewer wars. We'd have more people getting together to do something about the planet. Not just certain people saying, yeah, we promised to do this, and they go home and do nothing. We would have a society going, hey, we're in trouble here. We have to band together. So this is really what we're being given an opportunity to do. Are we willing to notice what's going on around us? Are we willing to take care of other people? Quietly serving can be going about your day, taking the time to do little niceties, to give somebody a smile from under your mask, to let them know, I see you, you matter, I care. You know, going out of our way to let the people around us know that we're there for them, calling that friend that you know is isolating at home, making that Zoom call, holding Zoom parties, getting together outside with people, like looking for ways to connect. Because we're supposed to deepen our connection with ourselves and with everybody around us. That's what this is about. It's what it's designed to do. We're supposed to care more. And quietly serve means it might not make the news. You might not have the things you do be noticed out in the world. It doesn't matter. That's attachment to ego, to hope to be seen doing good things in the world. Just quietly going about our day, paying attention to, oh, gee, that receptionist looks a little out of sorts. Maybe I can give her a smile and let her know I appreciate her. You know, that person that I normally just take it for granted that they do the things they do, saying to them, thank you. You know, that cashier, thank you for being on the front lines. Thank you for being here every day, making sure I get food. Being grateful for all the people around us. If we can all practice gratitude, we're all going to move through this a lot more gently. So, I continue here. Your soul's lesson, peacefully and joyfully accept the routine demands of your daily life with patience, love, and a willingness to serve. Again, I gotta reread that. Peacefully and joyfully accept the routine demands of your daily life with patience, love, and a willingness to serve. Embrace the wondrous gifts of each day by moving through it with elegance, ease, and determined grace. It isn't necessary to do great things to be fulfilled, but rather to do all the little, necessary, and often boring tasks of life with great love. This is the sign of true spiritual maturity, right? You know, you think about the monks in Tibet and Nepal, and everybody's going about their day. Somebody's out weeding the garden. Somebody's sweeping the temple. Somebody's painstakingly cleaning the altar. I remember when I was in Tibet, and there was one point where we were passing an altar in one of the temples we were at, and everything was getting dismantled because they regularly take everything down because there are food offerings up there. There's water. Everything needs to be changed out. So they take everything down, and it's its own ceremony. It's done very slowly, very mindfully. It's actually an act of worship. Now, they don't worship deities, but when you're, say, at an altar of Avalokiteshvara, Buddha of compassion, it's a model for how to be compassionate yourself. So when I practice Tibetan yoga, you would imagine yourself as Avalokiteshvara so that you could find a way to generate compassion in yourself. So everything they're doing is mindful about getting everything done in a way that is very loving because they're developing compassion and patience while doing it. And you think about how often we just rush through things. I'll get this done so I can get on to other things. But do you notice how often we can go through a whole day getting stuff done, but never really enjoying our day, never appreciating it? One of the blessings I found of this whole experience is it's given me a chance to slow right down, take my time with a meal and just enjoy it, go for an afternoon walk or have a nap, just talking to people, working with them, enjoying time with friends. I've slowed down, and yet the funny thing is I actually get more accomplished. We think if we just move really fast, we'll get more done, but we tend to make more mistakes. We tend to lose energy, and we need to recover more. This is about slowing down and being mindful, being meditative in everything you do. Imagine if you start your day thinking everything I do is a meditation. Everything I do is an act of mindfulness. So whether you're washing your dishes, or you're putting on your mask, or you're going shopping, or you're listening to a friend, it's all a meditation. Meditating is not sitting on a cushion somewhere saying Om. That's only one kind of meditation. Life is a living meditation. How present am I in this moment? Or am I thinking about something else? Am I really here? Am I present for what I'm feeling? Am I present for what I'm experiencing? Am I present for the person in front of me? Am I present while driving? Right? So I hope those cards give you some idea about what's going on. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, so we're in another retrograde. It started on the 27th, it goes till October 18th. So if you're finding there's a bit of a lull right now, embrace it. Sometimes I'll go, oh, things got really quiet. Oh my goodness. And then afterwards, everything gets really crazy. And it's like, oh, I had that lull and I didn't appreciate it. And I didn't use it properly. If there's a lull, take the time to slow down. Take the time to appreciate. Get things done, but do it mindfully. For example, when I'm developing a website, there are times where all day in my mind, it's like, I need to get to that. And then I'll realize, you know what? I find I do my best work when I'm working on websites in the evening. For some reason, I get energy. It's like, okay, it's time to do this. Let's get her done. And I'll sit down like 6, 7 o'clock, and I can go for a few hours, and it's enjoyable. So sometimes, too, it's good to check in. This needs to get done. What time of day does this activity feel most appropriate? It's like when I get up at 6 or 7 in the morning, sometimes 5, first thing I do is my free weight exercises. I use an old Joyce V. Drawl plan I've had for many, many years. And I get out my free weights and I do the routine for that day, and then it's done. It feels good to start the day that way, and I never have to go, oh, I didn't get around to that today. It's done. It's happened, right? And then I have certain things. You start to know your own rhythm, as it were, your own biorhythm. What things are maximized when I do them at this time of day? So check in. That's, again, about being in the right place at the right time, doing what you're here to do. So the more you listen to yourself, the more you are going to just flow with life. Life is designed to flow. And it only gets rocky when we attach. I want it to be this way, damn it. And that creates tension. I call that adding suffering to your suffering. Instead of, this is the way it is, how do I flow with this? How do I quietly serve? How do I have patience? How do I mature spiritually to trust that in every moment the universe is giving me exactly what I need for my spiritual path? So that all being said, thank you all for being here. It is 2:50. You know what? I'm going to end this. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes and do a little bit of mini reading. So anybody who wants to come back and get me to pull a card for them, come back in 10 minutes. I'll see you soon. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Bye for now.